Okay, back again with lesson 2. So before we dive into using perspective in your drawings, I want to do a quick overview to familiarize you of the 3 types of perspective and the components of vocabulary of them, just so we're on the same page. So first of all, we have 1-point perspective, 2-point perspective, and 3-point perspective. And just a note here, before some of you say otherwise, there are actually additional kinds of perspective after this. There's like 4 and 5 and crazy fish-eyeing stuff. We're not going to go into these. Like this, these are the foundations. These are the ones you need to know. So for your vocabulary, this is the horizon line. This is the most important thing you can know about perspective. I'll go into the role of this later, but for right now, what you remember is that the horizon line is everything. Basically, it just dictates whether you're looking up or down at something. In fact, eye level is technically a better way to describe this, but I learned horizon line, so just to warn you, I'm probably going to use the term horizon line. Let's see. This is a vanishing point. It is always on the horizon line. These are also vanishing points, again, on the horizon line. Here are more vanishing points. Notice that they don't have to be inside the picture plane. In fact, often it's helpful if they're not. Too close together and the drawing can get weird looking. Now in 3-point perspective, the exception to this, come on, is you have a 3rd point, which dictates your up. Now you'll notice that in the first 2, their similarity is that up is dictated as what is perpendicular to the horizon line. This is your up. Whereas in 3-point, your up is dictated by the 3rd point. Let's see, other vocabulary. These are orthogonals, these lines that connect your theoretical, your literal shape theoretically. These are what help you establish where they are. I'm not going to say orthogonals much, that's just a technical term. It could be useful to know. Let's see. All right, so at this point, I'm just going to demonstrate how these are used. Got my trusty T-square here. All right, so in 1 point, I'm going to put one, let's say over here. So I'm just going to put that, my orthogonal, other orthogonal. Up is perpendicular. And also in 1 point, in the same sense that up is perpendicular, level is also parallel, if that makes sense. All right, and there, see, now we have another square, or more of a rectangle really, but I did this one transparent so you could see all the working parts, but that's basically how you do it. And in 2 point, let's see, I'm gonna make it down here, have it fall out of the picture plane there. Now here what you're gonna be seeing is a principle that is gonna be very relevant, especially when you get to drawing scenes, which is that the horizon line, the eye line, decides whether you're looking up or down at something. So because we are drawing this shape below the horizon line, that tells us that we're looking down at it, or we can see the top of it. We'll talk about that more as we move on. Let's see. Here. And there we go. There's another 3-point cube. Notice we're looking straight at this one because the horizon line goes right through it, but we're looking down at this one. We can see the top of it because it's below the horizon line. Now for another 3 points. Let's see here. Where do I want to put this? Let's do it over here. It's going to be very wonkily. Just crazy. This is not a good example of the uses of 3-point, honestly. 3-point is very useful for things like city scenes where you want a sense of really forced extreme distance. Like imagine any Spider-Man spread where you're looking straight up at giant buildings or straight down at giant buildings. For that, you'd want something like 3-point, which would give you that sense of extreme angle. This is just crazy. Very extreme here. That is barely a shape. But hopefully going through those motions gives you an idea of how to construct a form in 1, 2, and 3-point perspective. And those are the principles we'll be working on for the rest of this tutorial.